The Grade 2 7 furlong Triple Bend Stakes from Santa Anita is the focus of this race preview. And let's go through this field. I think this is a very strong race. Actually got a quality field for the class level. Of course, the Triple Bend used to be a Grade 1, and this year it is now a Grade 2. Let's start with the rail, the most likely favorite in American Anthem. American Anthem was last seen on Kentucky Derby Day running in a high class optional allowance race. Had a big purse and he went off as the 6-5 favorite and took the lead at the top of the stretch, opened up by a length and a half, but then noticeably got a little weary late and ended up running in second place. Gets Mike Smith this time around. Shortens up so you get the all-important cut back to 7 furlongs. And that was his first race since last July when he got a little leg weary in that Churchill Downs race. So I think he's from the rail. Bob Baffert, Bodemeister colt. 5-year-old now, has only made 12 lifetime starts. He's going to be tough to deny. I assume he'll get strong position and try to make a mid-race run off that cutback. So he's definitely a live contender. Sistron has been running mainly on the turf a lot of his career. Of his 25 lifetime starts, he does have 19 races on the turf. Comes off a 5-length win in his most recent race. That was a 6.5 furlong race, so he fits kind of condition-wise. That was the Kona Gold Stakes Grade 2. Stretches out to 7 furlongs. That was a 5-horse field, though. And so I think he fits. Keeps his jockey, Victor Espinoza. Definitely a contender. Law-abiding citizen comes off the turf after 7 straight races. Twirling Candy's son picked up a win in the San Simeon. That was back in March. It looks like this is more of kind of a prep race. He does add some speed to the race, though. Definitely could see you making a case for him, but just pace-wise and race flow-wise, I'm not sure the turf-to-dirt angle is going to work for Law-abiding citizen. Majestic Eagle, another turf-to-dirt horse. A string of dirt races, longer distance, get the cut back. This seems to be more of a prep for a turf race. I think he could be strong at a mile, maybe 7 furlongs on the turf, 7.5. So we'll see where Majestic Eagle fits in the spot. Just not seeing him as a win contender. Nero, Drayden Van Dyke in the saddle, the son of Pioneer of the Nile, another runner for Baffert. Ran a mile race in his last race at the end of March. Gets a couple of months off. Now enters off a string of bullet workouts, 3 bullet workouts, and then a nice workout at 5 furlongs at the end of April. I think he's a live contender, and this is my top selection in the race. Has a 7 furlong race against McKinsey in the Malibu last December. That was a good enough effort that can put him kind of in with the mix, and also has another 7 furlong race where he ran second to Canthaka in the San Vicente. So I think Nero's a live contender. He's going to be my top selection in this race. Hope he sits out a good trip sitting on the outside, maybe 3rd or 4th place early, and then can maybe try to nail American Anthem late if Sistron doesn't fire. Airstrike, another contender. Cut back from a mile in the 16th races, back to 7 furlongs. He is a closer. He is going to be rolling late. This is the closer. This is the cutback horse that'll be moving late. So Airstrike, definitely playable. I would use him in exactas with both American Strike and Nero if you want to play a couple of horses on top. I'm going to probably just go more Nero on top of a few horses. Airstrike is definitely one of them, and he could definitely get a piece of the win action if the pace sets up and gets a little hot on the front end. The Hardest Way, Ron Ellis sends out this runner. He's a 5-year-old, 9 lifetime starts, seems to have a little bit of issues. Smoking Joe Talamo in the saddle. Going to pass on him, but he did have a big win at Keeneland. 109.3 was the final time. Big speed figure, 106. So I think he'll get played off that 106 speed figure. And at Gulfstream Park in March of 18, he had a 96 speed figure. So this horse is going to take a lot of action and a string of longer workouts. I guess you can make a case for the Hardest Way, but just not for me. But definitely somebody to consider. All Out Blitz on the outside, the son of Concord Point. He's a homebred. 2nd place to Sistron in a 5-horse field. I think that may be a little dressed up 2nd place effort. That field was a little bit weak after you got past Sistron in that race. Dr. Doer was kind of entered just to fill out the race. Before that, he won at Sunland, but I wasn't really impressed with that. The track was a little bit fast that day, so only a 90 speed figure, even though he ran a fast final time. Top contenders, I would say the morning line favorite, American Anthem and Hardest Way are going to take a lot of action, especially the Hardest Way off that 106 speed figure. I'm leaning more towards Nero and Airstrike in the Grade 2 7 furlong triple bend stakes from Santa Anita.